Welcome to Yoga Biz Studio, a weekly internet show of 10 to 30 minutes in length, hosted by me, Keeley Mitchell, principal at Z Living, and my colleague.
Carla Wilson, owner of Wilson Media Services.
On our show each week, we share business and legal marketing insights for yoga studio owners and independent yoga teachers. And let me correct that because for the summer, we're actually going to be going bi-weekly. So
Yes.
if you're tuning in now for the summer, we're doing every other week. In the fall, we'll go back to each week. So I just wanted to make that clarification. But going back to what I was saying, for our Yoga Biz Studio webcast, we use Google Plus Hangouts on Air. This gives us some flexibility about how people can view our show. So you are either watching us via our website, yogabizstudio.com, on the Google Plus event page for today's show, or via YouTube. Our Google Plus event page has a Q&A panel on which you can ask questions or make comments. If you're watching via YouTube, just click on the yellow graphic to access the page I'm talking about, and that should be right below the screen from where you're viewing. And Carla and I will do our best to follow your questions and answer them.
Excellent. Yes, on today's episode, knowing that we're nearing the end of the second quarter of the year, and we also know that many folks are either in transition or already into summer mode, we wanted to take some time to discuss some success habits for yoga entrepreneurs. So, for instance, today we have some spring cleaning, or maybe I should now say summer cleaning, summer sprucing suggestions for you and your marketing. So I'm going to start with some marketing success habits for the summertime. So number one, we're going to talk about taking a look at your website. You know, this is the main real estate you own on the internet, so you really want to take a look at it on a regular basis. So by just looking at it, what I want you to do is log into the back end. If it's a WordPress platform website, it will tell you if any updates are necessary, so make those updates that you need to. Are all of those plugins up to date? Double check that. Then check just in general on the website. Are you seeing any formatting or maybe layout changes you want to make? Are they changes you can make on your own, or maybe you need to set aside time to talk with your web designer to make the changes that you'd like? But definitely take some time to review that. Again, that's your first impression of your business on the web, so you want to make sure it's feeling fresh. The next marketing tip I want to give you for the summertime is to plan out your blog post for the rest of the summer. You know, maybe there's some recipes you can share. Maybe there are a couple of videos you want to shoot about, for instance, how to do child's pose, or maybe how to assist a yogi in child's pose, or maybe something like that you want to write for your blog. And maybe you can get the teachers who teach in your studio to contribute as well. In any case, get your schedule updated, so maybe you can start writing ahead and planning ahead, and then you'll have some posts already scheduled and ready to go. And you won't feel so overwhelmed, and yet things are happening on a regular basis. This is kind of one of those times to make hay while the sun shines, so to speak. The next thing I would like you to do is review your profiles on social media for consistency. And not only on social media, but your presence all over the web. Make sure that the information is correct. Make sure that your profile picture or maybe your logo, they're all the same across all your profiles, across all the accounts. And maybe the description needs a bit of polishing as well. In fact, I'm going to add a little bit to this tip in saying that make sure that across your accounts things are spelled exactly the same. Meaning, for instance, if your address is listed as 123 Main Street and street is spelled out S-T-R-E-E-T, make sure that that address is spelled out exactly the same on the other accounts. The reason I'm saying this is because in a marketing group that I'm a member of, we just had a meeting last night, and it's important for your search engine optimization and for people to find you if all of these little bits of information are consistent. That way Google's saying, okay, we're finding, Carla's Yoga Studio over here at 123 Main Street. Oh, okay, now we're finding Carla's Yoga Studio over here at 123 Main Street. It's just really important for your online presence to make sure that everything is consistent. So make sure that's consistent not only in social but across, Google, Gmail, and also I'm also going to add in here if you are not yet on Google+, please log in to Google+, set up a business page. They have a new initiative called Google My Business that will walk you step by step for setting up your presence on Google. So just follow the steps. It's all right there laid out for you. It tells you exactly what to do. And that will obviously definitely help your search engine results and other online presence. Then the fourth tip that I wanted to cover today was to review your email list. Remove anything that looks like it might be a spam address. Remove any email address that looks like it's a duplicate. Review your delivery reports. Go back and take a look at the last couple of emails that you sent out and the delivery reports that you get on that. Make sure that double check to see what kind of bounced emails you might have had. Do any of those bounced emails have any obvious typos in them that you could fix and then make it a valid email address so it won't bounce again? Maybe there are some email addresses that for whatever reason the person's internet service provider just won't let your email go through and it's just completely undeliverable. It's not a bad thing for you to take out any of these email addresses to which the newsletters are not getting delivered. Just take them off the list. I'm all about building a list, but we also have to make sure that the emails are deliverable. So if they're not, take that email address off your list, and then voila, you're also going to notice there's going to be a hike up in your open rates because there's going to be a less number of people on your mailing list. However, that means you're going to have a less number of bounced emails as well. So it's only good for your reporting on that side. So make sure you take a look at that email list. The last thing I'm going to suggest as far as your marketing is concerned is to review your printed materials. Are there revisions you need to make to the class schedule that you have posted on the bulletin board at the studio? Maybe you have a summer special running. Maybe you want to create a flyer for that. Maybe you need to get new business cards printed. This is the time to take a look at all of these items, and typically you will have more time, or just your schedule's a little bit different in the summertime, so you have the time to take care of these items for your business. So that's enough on the marketing side of things. Keeley, why don't you take us through some of the legal side of a yoga business, what the yoga studio owners could do to some success habits for those yoga studio owners?
Sure, definitely. Well, I do not have specific legal matters that need to be covered like halfway through the year, but oftentimes taking stock of your current status of your business can uncover potential legal issues that you may need to address. And when you first notice potential legal issues, do not turn a blind eye to them. I constantly tell people it's best to confront them head on. I cannot stress enough that legal matters get more costly as time goes on and you ignore them. So with that said, I want to focus on 5 tips for making some revisions to your business. Summer is an excellent time to do this before the fall rush hits. If you've been thinking about kind of doing a remodel to your business, these are great 5 tips. And when I say remodel, think of it as your house. Like you don't want to tear it down completely and do a complete rebuild, but you might want to do a little remodeling and some updates to it. So the same thing happens with our businesses. So number 1, taking stock of your current situation before you actually begin. Don't just say, hey, I want to remodel something about my business or change something, and you just jump in without thinking it through first. Determine what's not working. Determining what's not working is just as important as determining what is working. So once you've done a kind of a thorough assessment of the current state of your yoga business, then you'll know what needs to be done, or maybe you might realize after doing a good thorough assessment that you're actually okay with the status of your business. But if you're not and you want to start doing some tweaking, then these next 4 tips are going to be relevant. So number 2, after you've done an assessment, develop a blueprint for, making changes to your business. And as Carla knows, I'm a huge HGTV fan. So one lesson I've learned from watching countless HGTV marathons is that you should always have a plan. No matter how big or small the project is, you need a plan. And know what you're getting yourself into and what assistance, if any, you'll need to accomplish your plan. So, for example, if you want to expand your business, or maybe you want to focus on, finally trademarking some of your logos or something, you need to decide if, what type of rebranding you're going to want to do. You may need a graphic designer for that to design the logo and then help with the rebranding. However, if you dig a little bit deeper, if you go the trademarking route, you'll probably also need an attorney that will help you do the trademarking. Or if you're sticking more to just expanding your business, then maybe that will require, someone reviewing the leases, or maybe you're going to purchase the property, or maybe you're going in with a partner on a new location. So there's so many things that could be happening no matter what project you pick, that you might need to sit down, create the plan, and then by creating that plan, you'll know what players you're going to need to help you get your plan off the ground. So number 3, I always tell people, aim high, but start small. Once you have your blueprint in place, it's very easy to get overly excited and want to tackle everything at once. However, Rome was not built in a day, so you remodel one step at a time. You should not rush your job at all. So, and I'm one of those people. I get all these great ideas, and then I'm like, okay, I want to tackle every single one of them. And generally, just take a step back and tackle one thing at a time. Generally when we rush through stuff, we can end up paying for it down the road. So you definitely want to take your time and be very cautious. Still dream big, but take your small steps to help you get there. Number 4, while you're doing all this great remodeling and like changing your business and updating it and making these tweaks, don't forget to actually mind your actual business. This tip may seem obvious, but it's easy to get so excited about the changes you're going to make that you forget to keep the ball rolling until the new changes are in place. Your business still needs to run smoothly, and your clients still need to enjoy their experience when they come to you. So the last thing you want to do is wake up from doing these tweaks and changes to your business and find out that you've lost all your clients because you were so wrapped up in the changes you were making. So remember to stay out there working with your clients, staying in touch. Maybe it's a great way to just let them know changes are coming down the road, but you want to keep the communication open and definitely still be giving great customer service. And lastly, as I tell everyone, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Do not be so hard on yourself all the time, and don't forget to pat yourself on the back sometimes. So celebrating your accomplishments is a wonderful way to keep the momentum going. And summertime is a perfect time to be celebrating. So, maybe you reached a goal. Maybe you started, a new class and it's now filled and you're making great progress with that. Why not throw, maybe an evening, summertime, little get-together for your students and bring everyone together, and that way you can truly celebrate your hard work. So there you have it. 5 tips on examining whether you need to do some business remodeling this summer and getting you through it, as well as making sure you celebrate the accomplishments you make in those remodeling. I'm going to hand this back to Carla, who will discuss success strategies for handling the operations side of your yoga business.
Excellent. Thanks, Keeley. You always bring up such really good points to consider. So, as we said, today we wanted to have more than 10 success secrets that you can cover, so let's make sure we give them the more than 10, and that's what this section of our presentation is about. So yes, let's look at some of the success strategies for yoga entrepreneurs on the operations side of business. So number 1, review your financial statements. I know, everybody's sighing going, ugh, financial statements, but at this point, we're halfway through the year, nearly halfway through the year. You need to know, are you on budget? If you're not on budget, what changes can you make to that budget so that so that you can be on budget. Maybe there are some expenses you can let go of, or maybe you have some, maybe you're on the plus side, maybe you have some extra marketing dollars that you could launch a summer special to bring more yogis in the door. So just take time to forecast for the second half of the year. Take a look at those financials and get all the data together to help you make the right decisions for the second half of 2014. In addition to looking at your financials, I want you to review your goals. Did you take on the number of new clients that you wanted to this year? Did you set a goal? Are you halfway to that goal? If not, what can you do to gain more clients during the second half of the year? Take a look at that. Maybe that summer special is the way to get a lot more new yogis in the door. So take time to review your goals and see where you are, and then make some changes moving forward. And thirdly, double check your deadlines and your renewals. Is it time for you to renew the membership to your yoga trade association? How about your insurance coverage? When is that deadline? What is the expiration date for, or maybe the certification renewals for the yoga teachers in your studio? Make sure that they are up to date as well. You want to make sure that you're just keeping on top of these things so it's not a surprise to you later. So just taking a bit of time now to get your head wrapped around those kinds of dates will help you stay organized. Hey, Keeley, can you tell us about the takeaway topic today?
Most definitely, and great advice, Carla. That's wonderful. We all hate the financials. I know I do, and I know I need to do that too, the halfway mark, to see if I'm staying on budget. So thanks for the reminder. Great tips. So let's move on to today's takeaway segment. This week, be sure to take time to implement some of these summertime success tips, and please share what success habits you practice in the summer for your yoga biz. Go to the Yoga Biz Studio Facebook page and post your tips. We will love to hear from them. We love hearing from our viewers. So, Carla, tell us about what's on our next episode.
Yes, Keeley, our next episode, as a reminder again, will be in 2 weeks on Thursday, July 10th, and we are going to be talking about discussing and how to manage information overload. I know I have a full inbox, and I'm trying to make it not so full and overflowing, and I'm certain that we are not we are not alone. So hopefully we'll have some strategies and just maybe some other tips for our viewers. If you have any tips for us or show ideas, we would love to hear from you. Please feel free to email us at yogabizstudio@gmail.com. You can also message us on the social networks, finding our pages at Yoga Biz Studio, or our website, yogabizstudio.com.
All right, thanks, Carla, and thank you, our audience, for joining us today. Our Yoga Biz Studio show is brought to you weekly by me, Keeley Mitchell of Z Living, and Carla Wilson of Wilson Media Services. So until 2 weeks from now, that's, what is that, July 10th? Oh my God.
July 10th.
Yeah, wow, can't believe it's already July. But July 10th, when we will tell you how to manage information overload, because I definitely suffer from it as well. Until then, namaste, everyone.
Namaste.